What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Gym Floor. Honestly, we go everywhere in this podcast, but to summarize, we are going to give you inside sports on everything that we're thinking in terms of marketing and branding across the entire business right now. I've got a couple of new things in development at the moment, walking you through my thought process, how I've gone about creating a new product, how I'm revamping, putting content out for coaching, how we do it at a company level, how we do it at an individual level, things you need to be aware of, things that you need to put energy and effort into, what's the gold standard, what's the minimum, and just, putting out a bunch of ideas for you guys. Hopefully you leave with a bit of an idea of what you're willing and able to execute to create some value and authority around yourself to expand your business and start getting those clients that you actually want to work with, which is the number one piece of feedback we get from coaches is they want books full of clients that they really enjoy coaching. So enjoy the episode. Before it starts though, if you could just hit, if you're on Spotify or YouTube, the subscribe button makes a huge difference to the outcomes that we get in terms of reach, and being able to reach more people means we can help more people. And obviously there's a bunch of free value on the pod. So all we ask in return is just like hit a little subscribe, little like, maybe leave a comment if you want to as well. That'd be great. If you are interested, I talk a lot in this podcast about how really all I did to execute these two plans was complete the Standout PT stuff myself over a couple of weeks. So if you are interested in learning more about the Standout PT program, head to the website, stcfit.com, navigate through STC Learn into the Standout PT landing page there. You can book a call with me. The only way to get into the course is through that call. In that call, what we do is I ask, what is the biggest problem you have in your business right now? And I do my absolute best to solve it before you pay any money, before I even offer you a spot in Standout PT. So you really got nothing to lose. Go check it out. And I look forward to seeing some more of these conversations come through because it made the podcast great, because then I talk about them on the podcast and solve the problem for other people. All right. Enjoy the app. Ciao. Have you seen my mushroom reel this morning?
I haven't.
It's about the caffeine's very fucking funny.
Right.
Anyway. How are you, sir? I was like, do I play it on the speaker? No.
No.
Not worth the
Just
laugh.
like, that's not good enough.
Nah.
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. I've obviously surprise podcast day.
Yeah.
And now we've just started discussing all the things on the list.
Yep.
I think, Is Amy on the live? Not yet. Tell me if she comes on. I might ask permission to have our week
now.
away while I'm not at home.
I love that. Steph will be like, oh, another fucking holiday.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
It's so hard to justify, man. It's like,
Yeah.
like, oh, we went for lunch. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
fucking just hanging out.
Steph always goes, why can't you just do it here?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It don't work
it's
like
not
that.
the same.
It doesn't work like
it's
that.
like, men can't sleep over. Like, weird.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, everyone meet in the lounge room to work tomorrow.
Yeah. It's not the
Nah.
same. Not the same.
No.
I want to know about your YouTube.
You want to know about my YouTube?
Yeah.
Um,
What happened? Where'd it come from?
I woke up in the morning and I've been checking the YouTube analytics.
Oh, no, not the attack. We'll get to that. Just like why you decided to get back on YouTube. Because we didn't discuss it. It was just like, oh, Jason's on YouTube again. Sick.
Yeah. I just wanted to do something that I like doing.
Yeah.
And I think documenting my workout is fun because I already do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, why don't I just capture that and just share it with people?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been watching a lot of other people doing something similar, and I was like, I have a lot of value to share in that area.
Yeah.
Well, apparently I have no business sharing it. So my physique's not where it's supposed to be to give that information out, apparently. So yeah.
Welcome to YouTube.
Yeah. And I got, I bought these mics. They were, like not pretty reasonably priced, and they have like a magnet that sits, like you take the microphone off and put the magnet underneath.
I've seen Chris Williams use them.
Dude.
Good.
So much better than the clip.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's got a clip.
Yeah.
But the clip is a magnet.
Yeah.
So you, and like,
because I just see them, they have this like just square magnet on the front of their clothing. I'm like,
bro, it is so good.
yeah, okay.
So I just like put it here with the mic facing in, can train, move around. Don't have to wear a hat just to wear it and get the audio right. And it plugs straight into my phone as well.
So were you just like throwing the Rodes in the bin for the iPhone? Like someone said the other day they had to buy new ones because they just couldn't get the software.
Yeah, so Adrian and I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I couldn't update the drivers. I couldn't get everything to work for my phone. I'm like, okay, so these work amazing for my camera. I'm like, I can't be fucked dedicating 2 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours. So I've already tried to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that 2 to 3 hours is worth way more than $155.
Yeah.
So I just paid $155.
Yeah. You just get one for that?
2.
Yeah, wow.
In a charging case. But the only thing is it plugs strictly into the phone.
Yeah,
cool. So it's
USB-C.
USB-C.
Just keep the Rodes on the camera.
Correct. So I was just like, I've already got the shotgun mic.
Yeah.
And I've got the Rodes. So I was like, fuck it. I know it's not the best way to do it. Like, I think Jackson's got like the DJI ones. The DJI.
Right.
And they're like magnet and stuff, and they're sick.
Okay.
Yeah, but they were like $500.
Yeah. The audio sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Well, like I didn't notice it. So
yeah.
I assumed you had the Rode ones.
Yeah. No, I just bought these. I just saw them on Amazon. They had like thousands of, reviews, positive reviews. Got a 2-year warranty.
Flick us a link, bro.
Let's see.
Yeah, with your promo code.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I like doing that, and I like capturing gym content is literally like the funnest thing for me. Yeah. So then it was like I can capture long form gym content, and then I can purpose it into short form.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the motivation, and then like I guess we're a fitness business. Like we should have workout stuff.
Yeah.
We do a lot of the podcast is great to talk about fitness, but then I'm like, we need more of like the working out part.
Yeah. So you are just filming on what are we up to? 14? 15.
15.
So 15 Pro. Just filming on that in the gym.
Yeah.
Are you on like cinematic or something, or you just fucking basic video?
I only do cinematic if there's people in the background that I can't remove from the shot.
Yeah.
Because just out of respect.
Right?
Yeah, just out of respect for other people in the gym, which is probably the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said the other week as a joke, like someone did say that they didn't feel comfortable, which was fine. I actually, as much as we were joking about it, I'm like, that's absolutely sweet, man.
Of course, yeah.
So yeah, I have been just like waving people down and being like, do you care if you're in the shot?
Yeah.
Because I can't get, because the wide angle on YouTube is hard.
Yeah, that's it, because you've got to film landscape, right?
Yeah, so you got to, the camera has to be so far back from the machine. So, and then, like most people are okay with it. Like, nah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So yeah, it's been fun. It's like and it doesn't take a lot of time out of my week.
Yeah. So I'm curious, you film an hour workout. How long does the editing process take from start to finish? You're just using CapCut?
Yeah. So probably 30 to 40 minutes with the thumbnail made.
Wow.
It's not long.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I've got CapCut is like the most intuitive thing.
Yeah.
And the premium version is really good because it like just automatically like neutralizes the sound, amplifies the voice, dulls out the background noise, and then you just get to get real good at cutting and just like, I guess, expanding and closing the shot so that, it's not the same angle all the time.
Yeah.
And I've just got a hang of it. I've got a system of how I do that now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, like doing the learn ones, which I haven't done for ages, just take probably at least 4x what the video length is. Yeah. So if it's a 15-minute video, that's...
I find those videos, because you have an overlay, the overlay is the most complicated bit.
Yeah.
Because it's getting the right overlay at the right time and all that. Whereas like if I'm in the gym, it's like the set is the set.
Yeah.
I'm not putting overlay. You know?
Of course.
So yeah, and it's a very efficient...
Just watching the thing.
It's very efficient.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if I do need to do an instructional thing, like I can just do it.
Yeah.
So I just talk about it, might do a couple reps, and then I'll just do the set.
Yeah.
So it's real easy and just genuine organic content. It's not scripted.
Yeah.
Because I'm just talking.
Yeah, I've been playing with, like, once I saw yours come up again, I was like, maybe I should get back onto some for Learn. I'll just special guest in your training ones.
Yeah, well, I figured we'll just do, because we still got a workout that we filmed with Jess that we haven't put up.
Yeah.
There's still heaps of shit.
Yeah. Just like a way I could do that's engaging enough, but not over, like doesn't take fucking heaps of production. Because like you said, adding the ones that I made were pretty good. Like I had fucking like Owen Wilson showing up with wow and shit like that. Like it was cool, but it literally took like 3 hours to produce.
Yeah. I think you just got to
have that right now.
Just got to go with.
Yeah. So even like a 10-minute video in the gym in my rest periods talking about social media, I think it's engaging enough because there's enough going on. So maybe that's an angle we could take for the learn content instead of just a dull wall that then feels boring.
Yeah, I get it. Oh, that one tastes good.
It's nice, huh?
That's different.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
By our not sponsor that we would no longer name.
Yeah.
So ghosted me.
We shall not speak their name. Every time we sit in this podcast, I look at that hat, that John Deere hat.
I only saw it for the first time walking in just then. That it's been there that whole time.
I literally, there's been like 5 episodes, I reckon, I saw that hat.
Been there for 10
literally
now.
part of the podcast studio. Yeah. Can't remove it.
Yeah.
It's got its own groove.
It's like the Rogan's table just gets more and more shit. Yeah. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So goal outcome is just raise awareness that we also lift the weights.
Yeah, I think visual proof.
Yeah.
Social proof.
Do you reckon people still read?
Maybe our people like you and I probably do.
Yeah, because that's topic I'm going to talk about today is creating campaigns. So created 2 last night, and one of I want to do 2 blogs a week.
Yep.
So one of them is the side project, and then one of them is for my own coaching.
Yeah.
And just go back to, because it was really successful for me or even early lockdown and stuff.
Yeah.
When I was writing content, A, I enjoyed it. B, I'm happy to put the time into that. And I don't really enjoy the editing process and stuff of making video. So I'm like,
we're just leaning into your strengths,
does the written content deliver?
Still hit. I think,
do I get the same reads as I would views? I think the detachment is like the new eyeballs. If you get the thumbnail and the heading right on YouTube, you've got potential to reach a bunch of new people.
Yeah.
But less, I think, with written.
Yeah. I think depending on what your objective is, like maybe more people would read though. Because if you're like going into like business and other industries within business, like name a successful businessman that doesn't read.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So yeah like even personal trainers listening to the podcast, if you're like always just like set in a way of absorbing content, and it's like you're changing your consumption to like micro fragments of content. It's like I would argue that that's not the way you want to go. Of course, you want to go the other way, learn to read. Yeah, because there's just so many other
books, audio books.
Yeah. So in that perspective, it might be good. Where like, how many?
I was even thinking like, sorry, I just totally cut you off.
No, that's fine.
That we used to do the blog and then the video.
Yeah,
the video had no production.
Yep,
was just. This is the information.
Correct.
So you're coming for the information. If you want to be quick, you can read it.
Yep.
Or you can speed up the video. But there's no fluff. There's no B-roll, poppy sounds, fucking anything. It's just this is the information.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it would just be dependent on who's absorbing it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the idea of the Instagram post. It's just black background text. Like it's just, this is the fucking thing you need to know.
Yeah.
And is that refreshing
that's
to people,
coming back.
Right?
Like, I feel like minimalistic content is coming back. Or it's just like maybe the people that are absorbing the content want that now. Like,
and it's like I can just set the Sony up on the desk. The lighting's good. Bang, hit record, done.
Yeah. I think it can work.
Yeah. It might be a more efficient way of doing it.
Yeah, even the writing, it's just like get to the fucking point, you'll be sweet.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it's like none of that like, article style waffle shit that you read in the newspaper and stuff. It's like I don't need to talk about this friend's cousin who was born in this like to learn how to build your bit. Like just get to the fucking point, you know, like So
yeah, it's that simple. Like the framework that we use for all of our content is the same.
Let's keep it engaging.
Yeah. So we'll go there first. Actually, no, we'll circle back to the campaign thing because I want to talk about something that's been coming up in Standout a lot. Is just like urgency around getting clients.
Yep.
So I think a lot of trainers had like slow Q1s, and there's seemingly a lot of people like
world's ending.
I need some fucking clients and I need them yesterday.
Yeah.
And we discussed tactics of what to do really quickly.
Yeah.
Something that's like really just fucking slapped me in the face from last Q&A was adding up the time to train someone online for 4 weeks for free versus doing a 3-session kickstart in the gym. And it's just like the brightest fucking light bulb ever just went off in my head. Like, hey, dickhead,
it's the same.
You did this for 9 years.
Yeah.
Like, granted, yeah, sure, I went down to 2 sessions, but they were probably still 90 minutes, 45
Doesn't matter,
each. Like,
but it's still the
mean?
similar concept. Like
fuck, man.
Give free time to show your proof.
You're right person coming through, and you've got all like your first phase kind of set up, ready, little few tweaks based on the individual, and off you go. It's like, it's no-brainer, man.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Absolutely. And then you can online target a certain person to want that, where like when you were in the gym, it was like you were getting fucking Karen, you were getting Greg, you were getting John, you were getting Ben, like you were getting, and then it's like,
I can see you haven't been to the gym since 2012.
Yeah. So you're maybe 1 out of 7, 1 out of 8 might be into what you want. The rest of them aren't.
Yeah.
So you weren't even being able to target where, like, if you take that similar philosophy with a really specific strategy, you're getting the people that you want.
Yeah.
Which makes it even more receptive to your system, your method.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if there's any, because I obviously coach a lot of personal trainers, if there's anyone out there that's thought about it, 4 weeks for free, hit me up. You might see a little bit of a marketing trend coming from at least my account.
Yeah.
So I caught up with a guy yesterday who his outgoings went up exponentially in a weekend, and was just like, okay, so my gut instinct here is panic, cut everything, and go back to doing the shit work that I hated doing.
Go back to what you know.
Before standout PT,
go
basically.
back to what you know. Yeah.
Yeah. So jumped on a call, and it was just like, both of us were laughing by the end. It was just like, oh, so just do the stuff that you got to do every week anyway, and just be more aggressive with it.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, yeah. So it was literally just like his KPI was 5 appointments a week, whether that came from phone calls, walking the floor. So he was having trouble getting leads. So I gave him a list of alternative leads he could ask for instead of just the like people who joined last month or whatever his gym was doing.
Yeah.
So like birthday lists, people who haven't been to the gym for 4 weeks, people who've been less than 4 times in the last 4 weeks. It's my favorite list ever.
Yeah.
If you're a Gen Pop personal trainer, that's the list.
Yeah.
If you get your PT manager to get that one, it's the fucking one. Because they're trying to show up. Yeah. They're just not getting it.
Yeah. And they just signed up.
Yeah, that list is gold. So yeah, that was the gym floor, and then we had strategies for him online already. He already had a lead magnet, which was doing pretty well, getting lots of conversations, lots of interest around, and he was only sort of 2 weeks into promoting it. So keep driving that lead straight into the next one. Then we're like, cool, so we'll do a giveaway, 8-week coaching, do 4 weeks as your runner-up prize or a console as your runner-up prize, whatever it is. And then we've been through in the past, like, contact all your old clients. All the ones that you'd be willing to work with again. Yeah. Ask your current clients.
Green lights.
Yeah. Ask your current clients. We had an interesting discussion about like asking for referrals too, and came up with a cool idea that I think would land a lot better with a lot of PTs. Instead of like, hey, I've got spots open. If you refer someone, I'll give you 2 weeks for free or money or whatever. I've always felt weird about that. Because it turns it into like a transaction instead of like, we've got a relationship.
Do you know anyone?
Can you send me some people my way? And then if they do, then be like, oh, sweet, thank you so much, here's 2 weeks. Rather than leading with it as a transaction, it's just a favor and then you just reward it on the back end.
Absolutely.
Which then encourages them in the future. So he that was at 9:30. He messaged me at 5:30 and he made 4 sales.
Yes.
And we needed 5.
Were they from existing networks?
Past clients. I think he already had an appointment or 2.
Yeah.
And just found it.
It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right.
Yeah, I think we needed, it was like 3 to break back even, and then 5 would give him enough breathing room. And then obviously the goal was to build up 10 more than what he currently had. He did 4 in a day. Yeah. Like it's going to be all right.
Yeah. It's good. It's so good being able to have that switch and have that mentality and even support at the same time. Let's be real.
Yeah.
to just go back to, like we always say, like more, but it's like, but you can only save so much. You can only, like, so when things happen, people are like, they go back to, they just go back to that like scarcity kind of mindset of like, yo, I've got to save, I've got to pull back, I've got to take this out, whatever. And it's like, when you run a business, in a lot of cases, you can actually just make more. Yeah. And just do more. So it's like, having that mindset is a hard place to get to if you don't have that support sometimes. Yeah. Or if you just haven't been in the game enough too.
Yeah, and I think, like, to this guy's credit, like, the systems were in place to just bang.
Yeah.
And I think that's the trap that a lot of people fall into, right? It's like, how often do we get like, I need more clients, I'm going to start posting.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's going to take...
You got a 6-week trail on that.
Yeah, that's it. It's got to compound.
Yeah, you got some time on that.
All of a sudden become very popular.
All those competitors, mate. It's neurotic season.
Hey, man, can you see this glute striation?
So yeah, that was really interesting. And then for I built 2 campaigns last night. And it was interesting. I sent a screenshot to someone else, and I was like, "Oh, what do you think of this? Like, as a layout as a campaign?" And she was just like, "It was Loz," and she was like, "Fuck, you do just walk the walk, hey?" I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" She's like, "How many people out there actually use the exact model that they teach?"
Man,
like,
I think that's our greatest asset. That's what I said yesterday in the programming workshops. Like, this is how I build programs.
Yeah, yeah. So I literally like opened.
It's great.
So this has taken probably 2 weeks of contemplation phase, a week of pre-contemplation, and then maybe 10 days, 14 days of actual action.
Yeah.
Of getting stuff done. I've really had 2 days to work on it, and then lots of my education stuff has been around kind of building this new thing. So when I sent that and she said it, I was like, fuck, what did I even do? So I identified, okay, what outcomes do I want in terms of how's this going to work? How many, the product involves calls, how many of them can I commit to? How's that going to look in my week? Is this a viable thing for me to do? And then what's the upside going to be? Also, like we talked about either 2 podcasts ago, I think we talked about like the downsides.
Yeah.
It's like, what's all of this going to cost?
Yeah.
In terms of time, in terms of commitment, in terms of stress, in terms of whatever else we have going on, what's it going to take away from all of that? Cool. This is where it all funnels down to, yes, happy to make those trade-offs. Let's do it. Then I sat down with the value compass that is for free on the website right now. And it just wrote down, right, who's this for? Who is this going to be? So it's a service that's going to be for owner-operators.
Yeah.
And then it just went from there. It was like, okay, what age group? 35 to probably 50. So they got kids, they got family, they got mortgages, they got businesses. They're time poor, making good money, but don't have a life. Cool, their health sucks. Then I went, all right, now I need 100 pain points. Did the 100 pain points, fucking 6 o'clock in the morning waiting for a flight. Here's the pain point document. Bang.
Yeah.
100 pain points written out. As I wrote the 100 pain points, the ICA slowly changed.
Yeah.
And I got a really clear idea of like, okay, this is who this needs to be. And I went from a program that was going to be like a purely business, let's bring up your God doc and your budget and your whatever, to a you're fucking miserable.
To a more...
Here's how to be not miserable. Basically.
It's going to involve a lot of other things as well.
Yes. It's like, I'm a coach. Why would I not fucking
lean into
training,
that.
Nutrition, sleep, fucking all of that shit.
Yeah, fucking earth.
So that evolved, and I was like, fuck, okay, so this is so far, that's week 3, stand-up PT. Just like literally just working my way through the course myself.
Yeah.
Then went back to the value compass. Okay, so what I came up again with that health area. It's like, okay, well, what are the 5 areas that all of these pain points fall within? Cool. That's the core of my business. This is what I do.
Yep.
In what order am I going to roll that out to get the best results with someone? Put them in that order. Didn't make a sexy 5S or master method. I haven't got there yet. It's just headings.
Yeah.
Played out all of those 100 pain points into their categories. And then went, cool, what do I need to do to solve them? What have I got to have? So I plan to have 10 workshops to like Q&A kind of calls, one-on-one. So what are the most important workshops that I need to actually teach to do it? So now I've got a service based specifically on the person based on their exact pain points that I know takes them from where they are to where they want to be.
Yep.
Done. I was just like, okay, so this is all I have to do is stand out. And I don't want to make this an ad for stand out, but so in this guy's situation who's like, fuck, I'm panicking, or I can't move forwards, or I want to go online or whatever, people miss this whole process of like, what's the first thing you need to do? Who's it for? What are their problems? And do you actually have a service that solves them?
Yeah.
So did all that. Then it was like, okay, cool. What I'm actually going to do is like more of a pre-sale drive than build it and sell it.
Yep.
So get everything set up, start putting out content. The content creation will actually help create the course. Once the course is built, then I can open the spots. But throughout that, I've got a way of like pre-registering your interest.
Yeah.
For a course that's going to launch later on. So yeah, I opened up our campaign creator. I was like, cool. It's this long. It's just going to be on the pillars. I made it 10 weeks. What posts am I willing to commit to? So I had the blog, short form video, a result, a carousel, and a result. And like a personal insight lifestyle. So it's 5 per week. And I did that when I did the campaign. I did it for my coaching and I did it for the new program as well. Just like, boom, done.
Yeah.
Okay, so now all I have to do with all of that done is just simply execute those 5 things.
Yeah.
Every single week.
Yep.
And I think, like we said, personal trainers get caught so much in I need clients now without any of that information. It's like, where do you have to go back to the phone, right?
Yeah. And they also operate on the flip side of that when they don't have clients. So they have the polar opposite mindset when they have the clients though. So it's not, when you have clients, you don't act like you'll ever need them again.
Yeah, correct.
And then when you need clients, you've never acted like you needed them in the past.
Yeah.
Until you need them. So it's like, that's a really hard mountain to climb, man.
Yeah. I put a checklist up on the story yesterday. It's like, if your lead sources are down, have a look at the last month. How much valuable content have you created? How many problems have you solved? How much free work have you done? How many people have you helped? And then just have a look at that and see if it was the same as when you were getting leads. I posted it because it was me. It was like, I haven't put out any real value-based content for my coaching business since LJ was born. Because I haven't sat down and actually thought
about what's
the campaign, what's going out, what can I commit to every week, from the start, what do I enjoy creating? The thought of producing cool, like Hormozy style videos, I'm like, fuck, shoot me. Like, to do it, I'd have to just record it and send it to an editor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, can I execute it consistently? And I know in my head that's a 6-week commitment before it gets traction. So if you're like, I need clients tomorrow, you need to have that 6 weeks behind you, not ahead of you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's just it's the same mentality that we say all the time. Like, you have to play the game of small business all the time, but you just spin. Like, you either spin this wheel like faster because you needed to, or if you don't need that wheel to spin, like, you turn that one down and you're spinning, this other one.
Else.
And as soon as you stop spinning a wheel, it's like, it's not as easy. You can't just spin that wheel and the momentum picks back up. It's like, it's a slow wheel that has to keep, building momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just can't drop the ball on it.
Yeah. Do you still use the campain concept?
Yeah, absolutely. So I will put another campaign together, and it will solely be it won't be actually targeted at getting clients or building the email list or anything. It's going to be solely just to help the helping component of it. And it'll be like for, just like future, like reputation.
When you do need them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'll actually, the way I'm going to go about this one is it's going to be something free that's going to give impact straight away that they can follow and do for a period of time. And then what I'm actually going to do is then touch base with them and ask them how they went with it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, if they need personalization from it, it's like, cool, do you want to talk about how we could do this further? Or if it's just like, I haven't started it yet, it's like, cool, do you need help getting started? And I'm actually going to go with that route and see how that goes. Yeah.
We got the question last week about like giving away too much. So what we're talking about with the campaign stuff is usually it's centered around it's either, you can call it a lead magnet, you can call it a product for prospects. Like, it's something that you're going to give to people that don't know you well enough to buy from you yet, that builds enough authority, value, and like perceived worth.
Yeah.
That then they will pay you.
Yep.
So I think the same traps people make with their content, they make with these. So I had a call with another trainer last week, really good physique, trains really hard, super dedicated to her own training, consistent with content, but there's no message. There's just no clarity of like...
just content.
Yeah, it's like some Gen Pop people here, some you being super jacked, and just sort of like no real tangible, like, I don't really know what you do sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I just sort of, I was like, have you ever made a resource? Have you ever directed anyone to something? She's like, I've been thinking about making a glute guide. And I was like every other fit influencer.
Yeah.
And she sort of just was like, I'm like, dude, you have massive delts. Your main goal at the moment is massive quads. So why are you trying to give away a free booty program to the 19-year-old that's going to the gym just to have rounder glutes when you're a weapon? You train hard and you're saying you want people that train hard. You track, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, and that's who you want to work with. They don't need a glute guide.
Yeah.
And she was like, like, yeah, so what do they need? What do they actually want?
Yeah.
And that approach that you're taking is just like, how do I just help heaps of people?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you take that point of view, whether it's a PDF, a video series, a program, of whatever it is, if you at least approach it from a position of, I don't care if this doesn't sell anything. If someone uses it, it works.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's such a better approach than...
Yeah, I mean, you can do other, like the campaigns we think we spoke about, like they all can have a different intention. Some can just be to stack your email list.
Yeah.
Some can be actually to physically get in front of someone and talk to them to sign them up for coaching.
Yeah.
I think you just need to be very clear with the intentions of it.
Yeah.
And then it makes the production of it and what happens afterwards very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the key to it is just can't be generic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think Kayla's is really good. Liana's doing similar, like the build concept. I think that's fucking great.
Yep.
Because it's just like people are so afraid or we're so metric led. It's like what gets the most likes, what gets the most people to look at a thing.
Yep.
And not outcome centric enough.
Yep.
So it's like how many of them buy is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, I
it's
get
like, cool,
it.
you probably get more downloads with a glute program. But are they the people you want to train, and are they the people willing and able to pay?
Yeah. It's also a good way to, because we were talking about before when we went for a walk, like a lot of the coaches that we work with at the moment just don't have the status. So if you make all of these lead magnets that are really directed at this specific type of person, honestly, man, even if no one downloads your magnet, if they're seeing muscle building cheat sheet, shred system, this bulk Bible, how to, some form of lat training fucking guide or whatever.
Josh has got the 140 kilo bench press one. That's fucking so specific, man.
Exactly.
It's mad.
So if people see all of these, just these pieces of content and these resources coming out, you're starting to build that status and reputation irrespective of whether people are actually consuming the resource itself.
Yeah.
No different to when we were writing the articles, and you always use that example of like the people were like, "Oh, I saw you write articles," and you're like, "Which one do you like?" And they're like, I didn't read them."
Yeah.
It's the same concept. It's building authority.
Yeah.
Irrespective of whether they're consuming the actual content. And then you've got the added benefit of people who are going to take the action because they're in that stage of change to do it.
Yeah.
And then you got someone who's like maybe further down the line who's going to take action and then continue on with the CTAs after that.
Yeah, I think that also is what stops heaps of people.
Yeah.
So, like working with a company I specifically have in mind, their first one did horribly.
Yeah.
I think they got 2 downloads.
Yeah.
And like decent brand, full book of clients, like 2 trainers doing really fucking well, and it got nothing. Turned out they didn't really post a CTA either, which didn't help.
It's hard to know if it exists if you don't let them know. Yeah.
But even the second one was still real slow burn.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, after 6 to 8 weeks, it was like, oh, fuck, my online coaching's full. I need to go over here and do this now. And I was like, so it worked.
The hardest thing is the CTA.
Yeah.
To the actual guide.
Yeah. Yeah, just being consistent with it.
Absolutely. Because you it's in the forefront of your mind for the first week because you're excited.
Yeah.
And then the second week you're like, fuck, maybe do it once or twice.
Yeah.
And then after that you're like, it's dead.
And the first time you posted it, no one clicked on it?
Correct.
Yeah.
You know, I actually think so funny, like not really that related, but kinda. We probably, our most successful campaign on Fit got the most downloads because I used the CTA in all of the videos that we created.
Yeah.
And then we just stopped doing it.
Yeah.
And we just stuck with Instagram.
Yeah.
But then like every video that I made on YouTube had go get this guide.
Yeah.
And we got like 300 downloads in a month.
The same on Learn, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fucking idiots.
We're not always smart. Yeah, it's like stop spending money on marketing.
If you have a campaign, make all the content out about the campaign. So this leads back to like, walking the walk and leading the way we implement it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at that time we didn't actually have the campaign created. We just made the guide and just figured it out.
Yeah.
And I think I was just implementing it. Yet. I was trying to bring, I was playing catch up.
Yeah.
Because I think I implemented the campaign creator after that.
Yeah.
So I guess if you have a campaign and you have a product or a magnet that you're giving away for free, like all of these things should be a flow-on effect of that. You make these short-form videos that are for the magnet. So at the end of the video, you're like, if you want more, go get this.
Yeah.
And I think that just, it all cohesively just complements itself.
Yeah. I think I struggle with this, right? Like I sit down with people and look at their social media and I'm just like, fuck, you just need to learn to make content for a person.
Absolutely.
And then I'm like, we just had this conversation on Fit, right? Where you start with optimal and work backwards.
Yeah.
It's like, how much are you willing to do? How close to optimal are you willing to be? And then we just step back from there to see like what you're willing and able to do instead of starting from the bottom, working up.
Yeah. The thing,
so hard.
Yeah, I agree. And then there's, with that though, like people will take, if you do that mentality, people take the easy way out always because it's like emotional.
Yeah. And,
there's that fear of bringing things out and people coming for you, I spoke about on Monday. Like there's so much to that. So if you sit there and go, let's just work with what you're capable of, like people, I feel like will always just go a little bit under that.
Yeah.
If you look at the people that are most successful, like they just
send it.
Yeah. Just get after it.
Yeah. And I also wonder those people that we maybe look at and go, fuck, you just need to post 3 times a week. Something about the person you work with.
Yeah.
The creating those posts is easier when you have the product for prospects to build it around.
Absolutely.
Like the magnet to send.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
And the person to make the product for prospect, like,
Yeah.
It's the content creation is the easy part.
Yeah. So it's like if you sit down and actually... A lot of the conversations we've been having with people coming in to stand out lately are like, got decent face-to-face, want it to be better, need to systemize it for it to be better because they're kind of cooked with...
Yeah, just manual work.
Yeah.
Too much.
Bringing on... They a lot of the times, like I've plateaued with my one-on-one, and it's usually because the workload's too high, the energy's gone.
Well, the current way you're doing things, you've just topped out.
Correct.
Yeah.
But they also want to get online. I think mostly the vision of going online is like it's less work.
It's more time efficient.
Yeah. So it's like if I'm stuck, I can't get
how
any
do
more
I
face-to-face clients. I can't keep doing this.
Yeah,
It's
so
like, just
come over here.
online might work.
Yeah, come over here and add this to the biz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the biggest challenge I'm seeing, I've had this conversation, I reckon, 5 times in the last month, is understanding your clients in the gym are not your clients online.
Yeah. Maybe 2 of them.
What I've been asking everyone is like, do any of your clients you're training right now come from Instagram or come from social media? And 9 times out of 10, they're like, no. Like, okay, so what you do on social media has no bearing on your face-to-face business.
Yeah.
So you can keep running your face-to-face business exactly as you are, and it'll be totally fine if you start talking about someone else online. Yeah,
which a lot of them do the opposite because they're so involved in their face-to-face business that they just think about what happens if I don't go to the gym, what happens if I don't eat this. It's like that person's not hiring a online coach usually.
That's why they have a face-to-face coach, because they need an appointment,
Absolutely.
They need motivation, they need accountability, they need all of that shit.
So they just got mixed messaging.
Yeah.
And then, so they do that for a little bit. And then one day they just think about their own training and a trouble that they're having. And then they post about that.
Yeah.
And then, so then they're posting about themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's this message. This is this message. Yeah. And it's like, who's anyone landing on that? It is like, you're just a fit person who trains people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and that's usually what happens. And it's totally natural.
Yeah.
Like, we can't sit here and say that we
haven't done it. Yeah.
Just put out random
still
shit.
Fall into that trap sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick break in the episode, guys. I just want to ask you one question. Are you running a business or are you working a job? Running a business means thinking like a business owner, having systems that do all the grindy work for you, a service that's guaranteed to get your clients results, social media and referrals that are driving business to you, and getting leads that you always close. If instead you feel like you're lost, you're stuck, you're at the mercy of your clients, you're just working another job. If that's you, you need to check out Standout PT. It's our signature education program, a 26-week online course designed to take you from working a job to actually running a business. The average coach that goes through Standout PT and completes all the modules gets a 300% increase in revenue inside their business. We have weekly workshops, weekly Q&As, and over 30 units for you to go through, all with text and video to make sure you're totally covered for everything you need in your business. Just head to stcfit.com, navigate to the Standout PT page, and book yourself a free, no obligation discovery call and see if Standout PT is right for you. Back to the show. Yeah, so I had a really good call last night. So totally different to what we normally probably get through with Standout. Like most people coming through because of what we do, strength, body comp, weight training, want more serious people, want, you know what I mean, to work with a certain population. This one was totally different. So current face-to-face book is made up primarily of over 50s. Primarily starts with the woman coming in, and then they might get the husband and get the family. And she actually made the comment like, if any of my clients die, I'm screwed because I train their whole family. If one person leaves, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
So it was like, and she was like, wants to have a family. How do I get to a position where like I can go online and be able to manage my lifestyle a little bit better?
Yeah.
Not be trapped to being I have to show up and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, well, all the people you're training right now, do you think they would pay $50, $60, $70, $80, $90, $100 for online coaching? And she was like, oh, no. I'm like, so it can't be them.
Yeah.
And I said, like, you have to actually start to think of your face-to-face business and your online business as 2 separate entities.
Yeah.
You want the systems to all be the same.
Yeah.
So what they get, the app, the check-in, the whatever, all the processes, the resources, everything's the same.
Yeah.
But the business needs to be thought of in your mind differently because it's a different person.
Yeah.
So we do the 3 filters. So who do you like to train? It's number 1.
Yeah.
Who do you have the skill set to get good results for? It's number 2. So then number 3 is who's willing and able to pay.
Yeah.
So
that's the biggest one.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the other two...
I think you can play with who you like to work with and getting results, and then you just have to find the person inside that's willing to pay.
I meant when you look at your online business or your potential online prospect, and you look at your current face-to-face business,
the gaps.
Who you get the best results with, and who's willing to pay. There's the biggest gap between those because you think, like you said, you think it's your face-to-face client that you're taking online. In a lot of cases, it's not. Yeah.
So many times I've sat down with trainers and I'm like, so who do you train? They're like, oh, I just really like people that are newer to the gym, teaching them technique. I'm like, we can't go online with that.
Absolutely not.
And it's like, it's not that you can't. And I'm sure
there's probably people that
you'll be like,
that.
oh, well, this person did it. Like, fuck.
Yeah. How many didn't, though?
Kayla Itzon's made a shitload of money, sure. But how many people are out there posting, like, I went on a big rant about in the last episode, like the calorie swap stuff. The reason it annoys me is not because it's invaluable and no one likes it. It's the person that likes it doesn't pay for online coaching.
Yeah. Well, we talk about there's pages where they do the exercise demonstrations and they have hundreds of thousands of followers.
But no clients.
But it's like someone who's watching a 3-second video on like how to do an exercise, I would argue is not hiring an online coach.
Yeah.
Probably downloading a training app or downloading our program. Yeah. But it's like the repeat business of that is probably not. So if that's what the main objective is of that, totally fine. Yeah. But you've got to look at it from like that's how we look at it. We just draw out. It's like, who's actually consuming this? What do they need? What are their problems? What are they willing to pay? Yeah. I would argue not a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. We've even talked about us having like the opposite problem where we spent 10 years building the reputation of being premium, high-end, serious coaching.
Literally coaching.
And then it's like, hey, we've got an app now that's really cheap. And it's like...
Yeah.
What?
Just trying to help that younger generation, man.
Yeah, it's like having something for people to come through.
So that's a good example, though. So, like, if you take that, really where we should pivot for that, in my opinion, is anyone under the age of 23. Yeah. Because, like, that's where I see the ones that have done it the most value. Because they're like, oh, this app's sick. Yeah. These programs are so good, whatever. And I was like... When I think about me, it's like if I was 16 years old, I would have loved that.
Yeah, we were doing it. We were doing BPAX 1.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Until you can get to a position to hire a coach who's going to give you everything specific to you. Yeah. So it's like maybe at some point, we've obviously got another campaign set to just see what happens with that. Yeah. But maybe at some point we go down that route. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we get back on TikTok. Just need to hire like a jacked 20-year-old.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm too old, bro. Too old.
That's it. Applications. Jacked 20-year-olds.
Submit.
Yeah, male or female wants to work and market our app.
Yeah. And
commission-based
Go use
role.
our app because we feel bad about it.
A lot of work's gone into it.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. So that's the biggest one, is sitting down with people and just being like, you don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
So then you go, well, if you figure out who you're talking to, can you provide that product for prospect, lead magnet? Can you provide something that gives you the opportunity to show your value?
Yeah.
Then just talk about it.
Yeah.
And then is that easier than coming bottom up and going, you just need to post about your clients 3 times a week?
Or like, is it better than like, oh, this is all I'm willing to do?
Yeah.
So it's like, no, this is what you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people, what they're willing to do is like, I'll just do an exercise video and I'll just do a demonstration of this. It's like, no, if you have to, like if you make a lead magnet, you have to make specific content.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where I like the idea of just like, rather than meeting them here, it's like start at the top and work down.
Yeah. What do you think is the most effective, valuable product for prospect? Lead magnet?
We haven't tried it yet. I think the macro calculator is the easiest one.
Yeah. Which we've built now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I built.
When?
I built it.
Yes.
Ben said it would be nice, and I went, hold my beer.
No, I think you said we should do this, and I was like, I don't know how to do that. And
oh, yeah.
like, hold my beer.
Yeah. It didn't take long, to be honest.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Very proud of myself.
Yeah.
That was a like.
I was fucking impressed.
I even went out and told Steph, and she didn't care. And I was like, "Hey, do you understand? I like coded on a website."
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that one's the one for our like because that like sorry, let me take a couple of steps back. So if we look at like you, myself, Jess, Ben, like we all train very different people who still fall under a similar characteristic.
Yeah, even Annie and Loz too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we threw a net over all of them. Every single one of those clients wants to know what their macros are.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So then the clients do. So you'd make the assumption their prospects do too, right? Because they're all it's a specific ICA. So that's where I think the macro calculator. But then for us, it's not just the macro calculator.
Correct.
Like you're going to give them more than just numbers, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to put their details in. They're going to get spit out a number. And then we're probably going to send them some form of like guide where they can action their said numbers and macros with maybe like quick and easy meals and how to stack their nutrition throughout the day and where their workouts are and what the best, macro splits for those meals to increase performance, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I think.
So it kind of sounds like one of the biggest problems people have is being reactive with their content. So it's sitting down and going, what am I going to write about today? Not what am I going to talk about for the next 3 months?
Yeah.
What does that look like? How do I provide value for the next 3 months?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You think that solves most problems for most personal trainers with online content?
At the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just execution, right?
Yeah, it's showing up.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think
when you say at the moment, what do you?
Well, like they got to build other element. Like their business has to get stretched out too.
Yeah.
It has to grow. Because the way I would see it, if you're a newer coach, is like you should be building your lead magnets to still stretch the foundation of your business at the same time. So the lead magnet should be a resource that helps serve your current clientele at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's like adding to your business. So it's not just thinking about like, I do pain point and I do this and I get this. Like there needs to be kind of like, like you need to be building on top of your business as well, and getting your business or your ecosystem into a position where it sits like that, where people can go in and out and become like, I guess, quote unquote, like bingeable.
Yeah.
So I think like that on top of like just obviously it all comes with messaging, but it's not just social media that you need to think about.
Yeah.
Because like you do need from the social media for them to go somewhere, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that comes with time.
Yeah. Yeah, so many, because that's it. Like, do you need to have a landing page? Do you need to have the email list? Do you need? Because
it's like what happens once you do the messaging and make the content.
Yeah.
People are like, where do I go now?
Yeah.
So it's a good place to start. Absolutely. And that's where, how we're talking about like business coaches, how you get past like semester one.
Yeah.
So everyone can work in semester one, which is like, who is your client?
Yeah.
And what are
fuck. Even then, it's just like name and age usually.
Yeah. Well, like, and that's just semester one shit.
Yeah.
So it's like the good business coaches are like, I would argue that have a system and stuff to implement would be looking at like, messaging is great, but what happens once they read a post and they like it?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You can't keep telling them to just go to your Instagram page and like.
Fuck, apply for coaching.
Or just like read my other shit on my Instagram page.
Yeah.
Send them somewhere else.
Yeah. Can I just one piece of advice? You're better off not having a link in bio than having apply for coaching in bio.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're better off just asking for a DM or a comment.
Yeah, I
agree.
agree.
An engagement of some description. Like.
Yeah. Your link in bio needs to have like things.
I would never fill that out. And I think every personal trainer that has it would also never fill that out.
You know who would have it and it would work is like someone with like a huge following.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
So again, we're working off
the 0.01%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the people that just their physique sells their business. So they're just like, oh, train like me, applications and that would just work. But it doesn't work for everyone else. Yeah. But yeah, like, so yeah, that's where I was going with messaging is important. Creating content specific to your audience is important.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, you need to be building this ecosystem where people can go immerse themselves inside your business.
Yeah.
If they feel like it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, what if they like that post? What are they going to do next?
Yeah.
For us, they like they can listen to the podcast. Now they can go on YouTube and watch the short segments of the podcast. They can also watch us work out.
Yeah.
They can then go on the website, read articles and blogs. They can try the fucking app for free.
Yeah.
You know, that is a manifestation of not just
download the sleep guide, all of that shit. Yeah.
It's a manifestation not of just messaging for social media, but wanting people to do things to learn more.
Yeah, it's branding it abroad.
Absolutely.
Sign up to the newsletter's the other one too.
Yeah, and so your newsletter too.
Yeah. So if you had, I guess, to give you the inside sports of everything that we're doing. And yeah, so you've got starting with, I'm terming it as position now. What's the position of your business in the marketplace? So I used the example yesterday, like Frank Green drink bottles. I know you don't have one. Fuck, the percentage of the population that have an $80 drink bottle is fucking ridiculous. And I own 2 of them. And Amy has one too. It's stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's make drink bottles that are good in nice colors. And then it caught a click and it took off.
Is that the one that has the small cup and then into the big one?
No, it's the one I usually bring, the orange one.
Oh, okay.
The black one.
Yeah, because another style of drink bottle that
it's popular. Yeah.
It has a great amount of market share. Yeah.
So you can buy a really similar drink bottle, apparently, because my dad, being my dad, found one at Bunnings that's pretty much the fucking same for like $15.
Oh, absolutely.
But I want the premium one, so I'm going to buy the Frank Green one because Frank Green understands who their market is.
Yeah.
And it's the people that want to own a Frank Green drink bottle. Like that's...
Well, that's consumership, right?
Yeah. And I was even thinking before when you were talking about the app, I was like, our app is like the Mercedes A-Class. It's like, buy this one.
So you
because when you're 40, you'll buy a C-Class.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
I've owned a C-Class, and like,
yeah,
at any point in my life, if I have $100,000 to invest in a car, I'll buy either a C or an E-Class Mercedes.
But that's what they want you to do.
Correct.
So
it's like, just gonna get you in once.
Get in. Yeah.
Experience it. Do everything. Yeah. So I can't remember where the fuck I was going with that. Anyway, so back to what we have.
Yeah.
So
inside sports.
Yeah. So you got to start with the value compass. Know your position in the market. Why does your business exist? Why would I work with you and not someone else? What problems do you actually solve? Like, is there any value in what you're offering?
Yeah.
If it's exercise tutorials, there's a bazillion of them.
Yeah. What else?
Like, what are you competing with? We're having conversation, just like even just putting your personality into your content. Because that's a position in the market is you are you. No one, it's fucking cliche, I know. Like, no one else can be you.
Yeah. But it's true.
Every competition I've gone to this block, this season, I've had 2 to 3 lifters each time. They've all ended up like fucking mad friends by the end of it. Now we've got with group chat with just the powerlifters, blah, 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 blah. Because they all came to me based on my personality and my skill set.
Yeah.
So when they all get together, they all share similar values and personalities, so they get along. Why do you exist as a business? That would be, before you build anything, make sure you fucking know that.
Yeah.
Who's the person? What's their problems? How do you take them from A to B? Then in terms of actual stepping stones, what we do, podcast makes up probably like the pillar of our content web. It's like, we know if podcast does well, everything else does well. Because you get to spend an hour with us. And we bear everything that we're doing, and you're like, oh, these guys aren't full of shit. Which I hope.
Yeah. Likewise.
So our main content pillar is probably the pod. A lot of our core content spins off of that through the main pages. And then we have our coaches create personality-based value content specific for their micro niche within our niche.
Mm.
Our niche being people who lift weights, who put training in their top 3 to 5 priorities, and want to get exceptional results.
Yeah.
Are already motivated to training, already training, experienced, etc. Micro niche, body composition, strength and body composition. Jess is like strength, body composition, a little bit of athletic ability as well.
Mm.
So that's like, and Annie kind of falls into the same category as Jess. That is then an ecosystem around an ecosystem where we identify that personality. If you're an individual, you're just personality and core content rolling out. Podcast goes out on Spotify, also goes out on YouTube. Now we're back into the habit of the shorts, which extra thumbnail, extra clickable, extra searchable.
Yep.
Now we're adding the workout videos. Sounds like we're going to add content videos for Learn as well. So if we just stay on fit, we're doing the training videos and we're doing the shortcut podcast videos.
Yep.
Instagram, pulling from the pod, and then one usually in the gym cut of a tip for the week, and then a result. We've got our website. Website consistently has resources on there that are free to download. I think we have the sleep guide and the muscle cheat sheet at the moment.
I think we took that down for now, but there's always something. Yeah. There's absolutely always something on there.
Something available that you can go and experience.
Yep.
Then we also have another really product for prospect is the 30 days of the app. So you get in and can see what we're all about, see what our program is like, see what the app's like, experience that without the personal kind of connection. We then have a fortnightly newsletter.
Yep.
So email list that goes out. Everything that we're doing is capturing the email lists that are pushing. So if you download the sleep guide, you end up on the mailing list.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Now we're going into paid.
Oh,
So
paid marketing,
our first ever, I think, fit.
Oh, I'll be a first in a long time.
Yeah. First modern day STC fit.
Absolutely.
Fun
campaign.
Paid meta campaign.
Yeah.
That then leads into
which is exciting because we've run all our businesses off basically organic.
Yeah. So again, that's driving awareness into a product for prospect, into a mailing list.
Absolutely.
Which then drives to the content, which then drives to YouTube, which drives to the podcast, which drives to the personalities, drives to the individual accounts, which then drives to...
Yeah.
So if you have a look, even we were just talking about like clothing. We don't make a lot on clothing.
It's not made for that.
But you see the shirts around and that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's an identifier. So when you like zoom that lens out, it's a lot of moving parts. And if you're an individual personal trainer, it looks terrifying.
Yeah.
So let me take a step back and go, this is what I'm doing for my coaching. Maybe you can do the same. So resource is going to be a quiz. So I'm using some software. So I'm going to put together like a scorecard quiz thing.
Yep.
I think I've identified why it didn't work in the past. So I'm going to make some changes to it.
Can you tell me?
You can use mine.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I'm going to use it too.
So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to create, inside that quiz is going to cover all 5 areas of my coaching. And then every week is going to be one of those areas. And I'm going to do that twice. And that's going to be 10 weeks content.
Yeah.
It's going to be a blog, a short video, a client result, a carousel, and then probably just like a live post.
Yeah.
All of those things are going to drive to the Are You Getting Results quiz or whatever. I'm going to call it something cooler than that. But like a useful quiz that someone can take and go, fuck, the reason I'm not getting results is...
I forgot we had that,
So
simple, like...
Yeah. It's like I don't train within 3 reps of failure enough. I don't have accountability. I don't know what my macros are. Like whatever it is, like you can go and take this quiz and it'll tell you exactly why you're not making the progress that you want to. When you do it, you're also going to get a report that's going to break down how to solve every problem that you have inside that in the first email. The second email is going to follow up with probably more of an insight. Then it'll be a client result. Then it'll be a sell.
Yeah.
So all of the content drives to the quiz. Quiz in and of itself is a valuable resource that gets someone further towards their goal. It's not just
valuable.
bullshit.
It's valuable.
Correct.
Yeah, they can implement it on themselves if they want to.
Yeah, and they can have 30 days for free in the app to go and start implementing it.
Absolutely.
Then they get follow-up.
Mm.
So the second one would actually be the podcast.
Where to learn more, because we got heaps of them.
Yeah, so we'll refer you to the podcast. These are some core episodes based on whatever issues you have.
Pillars line up, probably that one.
Yep. Then, cool, jump in. Here's some results that we've gotten. Cool, here's if you want to buy coaching. YouTube will be ticking away in the background. I don't know if I'll contribute to Fit yet. Probably just be as a guest on your training shit, but I'm on the podcast.
We're good to get other people on there.
Yeah.
It'll be just like, does Jason only work for STC?
Yeah. Look, so I'm going to do the blogs, so I might actually do spoken ones and see how they go. Because I'm going to write, and then I can just flat record and just see.
Yeah.
See how they roll out. So we'll almost like be a single person podcast delivery style and just see if that lands. Instead of like the workout stuff. So the other thing that I have on my list that we haven't talked about is I'm going to do 20 DMs a week and probably try and engage with at least 10 targeted accounts.
Have you done any more digging into LinkedIn?
Yeah. It's hard. So
the gap between understanding and...
So LinkedIn is, like you said, it's just Facebook, but people are more open to build relationships.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to put it through both this new product that I'm doing. So that was all for my coaching.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
my bad.
But because I don't want to fuck with my Instagram and make it confusing.
Of course.
LinkedIn and Facebook, I've changed my Facebook from strength coaching to business and performance coaching. Mm-hmm. And I'll put the same content from LinkedIn through there.
Yeah.
Because Meta ads are easier to run more than anything. So if I ever do paid ads, it'll be way easier to do it through Meta.
Yeah. Can you do paid through LinkedIn?
Yeah.
That's a separate company? It's not
correct
with Meta, yeah.
Correct, yeah. So that would be another system I have to learn. So LinkedIn is basically cold outreach.
Yeah.
To connect with someone else. So I might be like, oh, Jace is a independent business owner, personal trainer as well. I'm going to send him a message and just be like some kind of introduction to try and get something going. And then he's going to see all my content.
Yeah.
So whereas Instagram is like you can get discovered a little bit.
Absolutely.
And the follow back thing is kind of cooked. This is like I'm going to do a connection, which is a like follow with you. And that's going to come with a message and you're going to receive Ben reached out for a connection. This is what he said. And if that line is interesting to you, then you opt in and then you can see all my content on the feed. Yeah.
You're not going to do the kind of like the headhunting, this is what I have, this is what you want thing. Didn't you say you were going to do that? Or
say again.
You're not going to like approach businesses on LinkedIn and be like, hey, I have this.
So that's where that starts.
Yeah.
So you can't lead with, hey, I'm going to say the thing. But I do have another quiz.
You know where I think that can work, and I even think about it from my own perspective. So like we get pitched all the time. I don't know about you, but like I'll open up my other folder and I'll have like 10 people be like, so where the ones where I've either left them in there or have actually clicked through is the ones that actually have content.
Yeah.
So it's not like that's a bad strategy. If you pitch to me, which
show me
heaps of respect for, right? It takes a lot of balls to do it. Not so much online, but whatever. If I land on your page and you have nothing, or you have like 4 posts,
I'm out.
Like get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even care about how many followers you have.
Yeah.
Like if I can't absorb what you're telling me you can do for me, that's a no from me, dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just made me think like when you said like fall into the ecosystem, I was like, well, if you really wanted this to land, you could just be like, I'm this, I do this. This is what we get out of it. Check it out if you want to.
Yeah.
They can go and have a look at all of the stuff,
and then all of all of my content will drive to so I'm calling the program Business Fitness Accelerator. So you can go do your business fitness scorecard to see how fit your business is.
Yeah.
So that'll have the 5 pillars and work exactly the same way. And then for that business, I'm actually just going to go with like join the waiting list, opt in, share your interests kind of thing until it's ready to launch.
Yeah.
And then what I'm learning is that businesses just leave it like that. It's like there's no spots, join the waiting list. It's way more. I'm actually tempted to do it on our coaching. Like join a waiting list even if you have spots available.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, cool. And it's like, so the way the scorecard works is then I can go in and see what your strengths and weaknesses are and see if you're a good fit.
Yeah.
So then I can message you and be like, hey, Jace, I checked out your scorecard. I do have a couple of spots available. Based on your scorecard, I think you're a good fit.
Yeah.
Why don't we jump on a call?
Yeah.
So I think that will work really well. So yeah, the LinkedIn strategy is form the connection. My sole purpose, my sole goal with that is to drive them to the scorecard.
Yeah.
I've also set myself a target for that business to send 10 cold emails a week.
Yeah.
To businesses that I can see some kind of connection with. So I'll probably actually start in Gisborne and find all the owner operators in there and hit them first because it's like, well, we're local. Let's be mates. And then just because I don't even know who it's going to hit with the most yet.
Of course.
Yeah. One part of me is like, it's tradies and stuff like that. But then I'm also like brokers, accountants, finance sector. I think also looking at all the core problems, I think it lands with them as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're more likely to invest in an online kind of situation than the deck builder.
Your traditional hands-on businesses.
Yeah. So they're the strategies for that. And then the same content will go on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Yeah. Cool.
Hopefully that was useful. There's a lot
lots
of
inside sports stuff.
Yeah.
Just there.
I say all the time when I do consults for Standout, like sometimes in Q&A we'll just be like, this is what we're doing. If you want to try it. Yeah. But we just did that on podcast instead.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck wrapping this one up.
Fuck. Awesome. So our product for prospects right now is the start of this conversation we talked about, which is the value compass. So go and actually figure out why your business exists, who you work with, and what problems you solve to actually get you in a position to start talking about it, to build your service around it, to build a product for prospects or a lead magnet or a fucking download, whatever you want to call it, to start building, whether it's an email list or an opt-in list or just generating value or authority, like Jay said. Head to the website. Value Compass is there. Hit the subscribe button, please. Makes a big difference to how many people get to see the episode. Do so on YouTube as well. Also on YouTube, comment. We do get them. We had a lovely piece of feedback during the week. It's just like, this feels like two mates just hanging out and having a chat, which is exactly
It's good to get some positive feedback on the tube. Pretty savage over there.
Yeah, they are. They are. So that was nice. So love to hear comments, feedback, DMs as well, like just hearing what you guys are interested in, what you like to listen to, what you don't like to listen to is really cool. It's just total sidestep. I've been trying to find, so my first port of call for LinkedIn was podcasts. Trying to find a business podcast that I can tolerate is so fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, so Jason, tell me how you got into the fitness industry.
Oh, fuck.
Well, it was 2012. I just finished my university degree.
Turn it off.
I'm like, where's the people that I can just hang out with that do this shit? Yeah, it's really challenging, man.
Absolutely.
So we're awesome. So like our shit. Subscribe, you fucks. All right, that's it from us. Right. See you next week.
See you guys.